In February of 2020, 42-year-old Sarah Boone was arrested and charged with the horrific murder of her live-in boyfriend, Jorge Torres. The two at that time had had a long history of mutual physical abuse, fueled primarily by the excessive consumption of alcoholic beverages. On the night in question, Sarah and Jorge seemingly played a sick game that resulted in Jorge being zipped inside of a suitcase. Sarah then completely closed the suitcase and had complete control over Jorge. Drunk, Sarah went on to record some of what was going to happen next on her cell phone. On the video, we can hear Sarah Boone, clearly drunk, taunting Jorge and telling him why he deserved to stay locked in the suitcase, all while you can hear Jorge in the background pleading for Sarah to set him free. Sarah went on to record two similar videos, and by comparing these two videos, we can tell she also flipped over the suitcase in between the two videos. During her interrogation, Sarah claimed that they were just playing a modified hide-and-seek game, and that although she intentionally left Jorge locked in the suitcase longer than he wanted to be there, she did not mean for him to stay in it overnight, nor did she mean for him to die in the suitcase. She claimed that she had left it partially open, and that Jorge can open it himself if he really needed to get out from the inside. She claims that she went upstairs to wait for him and fell asleep, or perhaps more accurately, passed out. The incident took place at night, between February 23rd and February 24th. On February 25th, 2020, after her full interrogation at the police station, she was arrested on charges of second-degree murder. Prosecutors filed an information, the formal charging document, about a month later, in March of 2020. When the case was first opened, Sarah filed an indigency application and was appointed the public defendant on February 26 of 2020. The next day, however, a private attorney, Mauricio Padilla of Miami, filed a notice of appearance. Followers of the cases involving the murder of FSU law professor Dan Markle may recognize this lawyer's name, as Mr. Padilla was one of the two Miami attorneys representing Sigfrido Garcia at the first trial involving that murder back in 2019. In early March, due to the appearance of Mr. Padilla, the public defender was allowed to withdraw from the case. Mr. Padilla thus became Sarah Boone's second lawyer, technically speaking. It is unclear how Mr. Padilla was retained to represent Sarah Boone, or how he was paid. The record does show, however, that Mr. Padilla succeeded in obtaining orders from the presiding judge, Judge Wayne Wooten, to pay for his travel expenses and accommodations in Orlando, while he traveled from Miami to Orlando to prepare the case for trial. Then, after obtaining several orders awarding costs to the defense, allowing Mr. Padilla to hire investigators and experts and paying them, on April 18th of 2022, Mr. Padilla moved to withdraw as counsel for Sarah Boone due to irreconcilable differences. 2 days later, on April 20th of 2022, Sarah Boone wrote her first letter to the court, complaining about her attorney. In early May of 2022, the trial court, after granting Mr. Padilla's motion to withdraw, reappointed the public defender to represent Ms. Boone. However, in early June of 2022, the public defender's office moved to withdraw due to conflict of interest, since the office had represented Jorge Torres in a domestic violence case where Sarah Boone was the victim. Judge Wooten allowed the public defender to withdraw again, and in June of 2022, Judge Wooten appointed the third attorney to represent Ms. Boone, the Office of Regional Conflict Counsel. A few days later, the Office of Regional Conflict Counsel moved to withdraw due to a conflict of interest, since that office represented a witness in the case, Melissa Sexton, in various occasions. Judge Wooten allowed the office to withdraw and appointed Ms. Boone's fourth attorney, a private attorney off the conflict list, Mark Consalo. This fourth attorney, however, did not remain in the case for very long. About 2 weeks after appearing in the case, Mr. Consalo filed a motion to withdraw, citing an undisclosed conflict of interest. Mr. Consalo was allowed to withdraw, and in early July of 2022, Judge Wooten appointed Sarah Boone's fifth lawyer, another private lawyer off the conflicts list, Mr. Frank Bankowitz. During Mr. Bankowitz's tenure as her attorney, Sarah Boone started to write more letters to the court, complaining about her attorneys, including Mr. Bankowitz. Within 5 months of appearing in the case, Mr. Bankowitz filed a motion to withdraw, citing irreconcilable differences with his client. Judge Wooten initially denied Mr. Bankowitz's motion to withdraw, but several months later, in September of 2023, After receiving many more letters from Sarah Boone, Judge Wooten finally allowed Mr. Bankowitz to withdraw, and he appointed Sarah Boone's sixth lawyer, Mr. Winston Hobson. However, in January of 2024, after Mr. Hobson obtained several continuances, and after the judge received another complaining letter from Sarah Boone, Mr. Hobson moved to withdraw, citing irreconcilable differences and ethical considerations. By this time, the case had been transferred to another judge, the Honorable Michael Kranick. Judge Kranick granted Mr. Hobson's motion to withdraw and appointed another private attorney, Sarah Boone's seventh lawyer, Patricia Ann Cashman, on February 9th of 2024. On June 7th of 2024, a status conference took place, with Sarah Boone present in the courtroom. During the hearing, Attorney Cashman indicated to the judge that her client, Sarah Boone, wanted to address the court with new concerns about her lawyer. The judge then inquired with Sarah Boone, and she handed a large package to the judge with a long letter inside detailing her complaints. Judge Kranick asked questions of Sarah Boone, trying to gather why she did not want to be represented by Miss Cashman. Sarah Boone indicated that Miss Cashman was rude to her. She also suggested that Miss Cashman did not give her straight answers regarding Sarah Boone's request that a motion for bond be filed. At the conclusion of the hearing, the judge indicated that he would review the letter and would share it with both sides' lawyers, and might set up a hearing, if needed, to address any legitimate concerns raised in Miss Boone's latest letter. A few days later, on June 11th of 2024, Miss Cashman filed a motion to withdraw, citing irreconcilable differences and ethical considerations.
The judge has now ruled. He has granted the motion to withdraw that was filed by Sarah Boone's last attorney, and he also held that Sarah Boone has forfeited her right to court-appointed counsel. Here is a copy of the order for your review. Thanks for watching Mentor Lawyer.
Hi everyone, my name is Stephanie and I'm known as Stephanie the Sleuth. And I am new here to the channel with Mentor Lawyer and Ladybug. So I just want to do a short video to introduce myself. You might have heard me in a few of the videos narrating the entry and some of the information along the way. Very interested in a lot of these cases we're going to have coming up and the ones we're still covering in the near future, and looking forward to seeing the comments from you guys and the responses about what you think these cases are going to shape up to be. Hi everyone, my name is Stephanie and I'm known as Stephanie the Sleuth. And I am new here to the channel with Mentor Lawyer and Ladybug. So I just want to do a short video to introduce myself. You might have heard me in a few of the videos narrating the entry and some of the information along the way. Very interested in a lot of these cases we're going to have coming up and the ones we're still covering in the near future, and looking forward to seeing the comments from you guys and the responses about what you think these cases are going to shape up to be. Hi everyone, my name is Stephanie and I'm known as Stephanie the Sleuth. And I am new here to the channel with Mentor Lawyer and Ladybug. So I just want to do a short video to introduce myself. You might have heard me in a few of the videos narrating the entry and some of the information along the way. Very interested in a lot of these cases we're going to have coming up and the ones we're still covering in the near future, and looking forward to seeing the comments from you guys and the responses about what you think these cases are going to shape up to be.